EastEnders on BBC One in half an hour after Inside Out with John Cuthill.
Hello from Henfield with its famous cat house. We're in Sussex where the countryside is feeling the pinch. New homes are desperately needed, but where do we put them?
I grew up here and I can't afford to live here. But to concrete over it for my selfish needs, how's that benefiting anyone?
Is vaccinating badgers the answer in the battle against bovine TB?
It's a threat that's there all the time. If a test shows positive for TB, we have got major problems.
And can people power help solve the energy crisis?
This was a dream a year ago. We passed all the tests and it works.
I'm John Cuthill and this is Inside Out for the south of England. Demand for affordable housing here in the south continues to grow, but the number being built still nowhere near meets that need. Developers here in Sussex are chomping at the bit to put that right and make millions in the process. So would a new town just down the road from here be good news for home buyers or bad news for the rolling English countryside? Jeremy Stern has this.
William Blake's Jerusalem was inspired by the West Sussex countryside. Now this green and pleasant land is at the centre of a Middle England turf war.
If they want to build a few houses here, fine, but 10,000? No.
You can't fit any more people in this area. It's madness.
But developers have other ideas.
We've got the opportunity to create a new community.
There's growing demand for new homes, but countryside campaigners warn of what's at stake.
These kind of areas that are really much loved locally could change forever.
The low weald of West Sussex is an inspiration to some.
It's been my life, this area, totally, right from when I was about 4. You can imagine how I feel about it.
Penny's father taught her to paint round here. She's passed on the skills to her daughter and grandchildren.
They all love this area. We all love going through the woods and across the fields here as well. We see deer and owls and kites, just amazing. In May and June we get nightingales, which are wonderful as well. So, you know, it's all precious stuff.
And potentially worth a fortune. National parks and areas of outstanding natural beauty are strongly protected by planning laws. But when it comes to greenfield sites, there's much more give in the planning system. It's also cheaper to build here than on most brownfield sites. From a developer's point of view, what's not to like about this part of Sussex? Mayfield Market Towns formed in 2012 with ambitious plans for 10,000 new homes between Henfield and Burgess Hill. The company seems willing to pay big money for the 1,200 acres of land it needs. I met farmer Robert Worsley.
You've got what, 550 acres here?
That's correct.
How much do you think it's worth?
2 or 3 million, perhaps, potentially.
And what did Mayfields offer?
Their current agent approached me, bandying about figures verbally of £80 million.
80 million?
That was what was discussed at the outset.
But Robert's resisting. He's proud of the sawmill he's set up here. His whole life revolves around the farm.
I'm a lucky fella. I've got here pretty much what I want. Were I to have this colossal, unlimited amount of money, it seems to me it's beyond my comprehension. I don't think it would do me any favours or my family. I don't think we'd be any happier. I don't think it would serve us. I don't think it would make our lives better in the end.
Mayfield says that other landowners are more willing to sell. But even if the company does get control of the land, it'll still have to see off a group of campaigners that's been against its plans from the start.
Angry but passionate.
They call themselves lambs, locals against Mayfield building sprawl. But these lambs won't be silenced. They're marking the boundary of a town they hope will never be built.
I'm not saying we shouldn't build houses, just not 10,000 of them in one place, in the middle of the Sussex Weald. There's plenty of towns around here. If you add a few houses here and there to all the little villages, you'd soon have 10,000 houses, and they'd all fit in.
Have you bought a house here?
No, I can't afford to buy a house here.
Well, Mayfields may be able to help with that.
No, they can't. I am that generation of people that the Mayfields keep talking about. I grew up here and I can't afford to live here. To concrete over it for my selfish needs, how's that benefiting anyone?
These people have appeared from nowhere with no support through democracy for it. We'd just like them to go away.
But Mayfields is also claiming public support. The company's yet to deliver any new homes, but invited me to Bolnor, where about 2,000 have been built on greenfield land by a different developer over the past 15 years.
So they've used all the existing facilities, the slope of the land to create some character.
Mayfield's director Lee Newlin is impressed, but he has far bigger plans for the Sussex Weald.
This will be the first opportunity for a long time to have a new market town created from scratch. Most developments take place by adding on to existing settlements. So we've got the opportunity on a very good greenfield site with lots of mature trees to create a new community. And I think some of the features that you see...
There's so much money involved with this, isn't there? How much money could be made if this goes ahead?
Well, probably at the end of the day, a scheme like this, when fully built, would be about £3 billion. It's that sort of level of... But look, from that point of view, yes, we're not saying we don't want to make a profit. It would be silly to enter into it if we didn't want to make a profit. But that's not the reason why the directors are doing it. In a sense, we want to achieve something which is, if you like, the best example of a new market town that could be created.
Mayfields later told me the £3 billion figure was what the completed new town would be worth, not the profit.
The study concluded that the new market town was feasible.
Before any money's made, the company would need planning permission from Horsham District Council, and its approach is ruffling feathers.
There is a real risk of starting hares running, and there is a hare already running in this Mayfield proposal. And we need to explain to you why it is that you should stop that hare from running now, rather than encourage it.
The government says recent changes to planning laws have given local people more of a say on how many houses are built and where they should go. But countryside charities say developers now have the upper hand.
The system is rather skewed, and therefore I think developers feel they can have a go and can try their luck, and perhaps, even try and bully councils into thinking that they have a good chance.
Are you a bunch of bullies?
Far from it. We put our case properly, with good evidence, before the local authorities and through the proper procedures of their local plan processes. So there's no bullying going on at all. The councils wouldn't be bullied into doing this.
In Woodmancote near Henfield, I meet the Langhorns, who've owned their Tudor house for more than half a century.
Do you want tea, both of you?
1959. I saw this house 2 days after I got married, and I said, that's the house I want to live in. We've loved every minute of it, every single minute of it.
Nan and her daughter Lucinda say the new town would destroy the village. But new homes will have to be built somewhere in Sussex. The National Housing Federation says younger people are being priced out of the county.
If they built the town, other people could enjoy it in a different way, but they'd still be able to enjoy the wider countryside. So are you not depriving them of that?
They won't if the town's gone. If the town's here, the wider countryside's gone. It's gone.
It'd still be a nice place to live.
Not for those that live here now. Not for those that live here now. It wouldn't be the same. Couldn't be the same.
And in Mayfield's eyes, Sussex shouldn't stay the same. The company says it won't give up despite failing to win support from a government planning inspector. local councils may soon have to answer a difficult question. How do you balance the demand for more housing with protecting prized countryside?